Hello, pig.
Food Coffee Bunny is brought to you by a bunch of weirdos and our friends and our pets.
So delightful.
And I need to open things.
What?
Yeah.
We welcome you to join us in our chaos.
Almost like I just said at my computer.
I've got coffee brewing, but not in hand, regrettably.
Special thanks to Project Shadow for use of the song Pink.
Yay! Hello. Here we are.
I just took some Tylenol because I do have a light headache.
Okay.
Just because it wasn't hot out, but it was like high 70s, which is hot. Like in previous years, it's been the 80s and 90s hot at the reunion.
Yeah.
That is outside. Thankfully, like it's surrounded by trees, so we do have some natural shade, but also it's not like we have canopy.
Yes, the canopy. Yes, a cover.
So we have those up, and then there are some trees and stuff, but still sitting outside from like 10 a.m. to like 7:30 p.m.
A lot. It's intense.
It's nice though, especially like to see family, and because some of those people I see literally once a year.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I went to my family reunion today.
Yay.
And we weren't sure if my great aunt was actually going to attend because she was a little worried because depending on the weather, it was a lot of it. She's like, if it was raining, she couldn't go for sure. She had pneumonia a while ago, but so just to be safe, it's just better if it's damp and wet out. No. And she's like, if it's too hot, she can't be out there either. So, but she was able to sit. Hi, buddy. She was able to sit out there. She had her little jacket on, and she's like, I was fine. She's like, I wasn't too hot. I wasn't too cold, because some of my cousins had made. Actually, technically, they're my dad's cousins. Everyone there's related. In some way, shape, or form.
They're still your cousins. They're just, I think, like removed or something.
Yeah, they're my second cousins, I think. Yeah, because my first cousin would be like my dad's sister's child.
Come on.
And then my dad's cousin is my second cousin. They made sure to have a spot ready for her. Mm-hmm. Like a spot for her wheelchair to go so she wouldn't have to go anywhere. Hi, Lily. And they made sure it was a spot that would be consistently shaded and not, because certain spots, depending on where the sun is at, lose their shade. They made sure she had a spot where she was always in the shade. And this was the first time I'd seen her in a few months since. Mm-hmm. She got Easter. She was still at the house. Mm-hmm. And I want to say it was the second Tuesday of June. She went into the assisted living. But she said she likes it there. She's like, I like the nurses. She's like, I like the rest of the staff. She's like, she is mainly in a wheelchair, but she can walk. So she walks the hallway. Her portion of the hallway. She's like, I walk it 3 times a day. And she's like, I go down because she doesn't eat breakfast downstairs. She's not a big eater. Mm-hmm. She does not eat a lot. She's never eaten a lot. Yeah. she's a tiny thing. She's even tinier now in her old age. Yes, my Festus. And she, so she's like, so I go downstairs for lunch and dinner and for activities. She's like, I get to play cards and I get to like, because she was living alone.
Yeah.
Like since grandma passed, she didn't like her and grandma used to play cards and stuff, and they used to do stuff like that. But it's just been her for years, it was almost a decade, because grandma passed in 2016, and so she's happy there, and I was very relieved to hear that.
Yeah,
because
you're worried.
I was worried. She's an honorary grandparent. She never had any kids. Mm-hmm. That's why my dad and my aunt, his sister, they're the ones who, like, if she needs things moved around, they call dad. But like my aunt takes her to all of her appointments, mm-hmm. and anything she needs, and so it's really nice to know that she's happy. She's like, I do wish I was at the house, just because that was her home. Yeah, that was her mother's home, and she had to sell it. So, mm-hmm. Which it hasn't. The sale hasn't finalized. It's in like the end stages, like it's almost final, but it's not 100% final yet. Mm-hmm. I think it's mainly paperwork at this point. But so it was really nice to see her and all of the other old people. Mm-hmm. There's so many old people. Like my family reunion, the majority of the people in attendance are not like, there are a lot of kids now. Yeah. For a couple of years there were not a lot of kids, because I was the youngest of the kids for a while. Yeah. But then like the kids that are like my sister's ages and now down to my age, those kids have had kids now. Yes. So there are like children, like so many children running around again, and it's just like, oh God, where they all come from? Yeah, this year it was about 100 people. Wow. But when I was younger, and it was at cousin Danny's house. That's just it. Cousin Danny's house. 500 people signed the book one year. Wow. Yeah. Well, so the family reunion is actually my great grandparents' descendants. Mm-hmm. So they had 8 children. Yeah. My great grandmother had 6 children. Now spread that across the board. Yeah. And that creates a ton of family. Sure does. Like, it has been, this year was the 56th. Mm-hmm. Wow. And it's been an annual reunion besides COVID. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it should be 57. But they're like, we ignored the year that wasn't. Yeah. So we count that as, that wasn't an annual one because nobody could do anything. That doesn't count. Yeah. So the 56th annual. Yeah. Wow. Like, that is hella impressive. It is. None of the original kids are left with us. Mm-hmm. My grandma was the last one of them. And now my great aunt, she is the second oldest. I think one of her cousins is 2 years older than her. And they are the oldest of the bunch. None of my aunt's siblings, my grandpa included, none of them were there today, besides her. And because my grandpa went to a party. Grandpa went to a pool party instead of his family reunion. Like, Grandpa, your priorities. He would not have done that. I can tell you right now. Yeah. Because Grandma had words for her children. She was already upset with one of her sons who had not attended in years. Like, I think the last time he attended, I was like 9. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Grandma had opinions. on a lot of things. And Grandma was the head of, like, she was the oldest at that point.
Yeah.
So Grandma's word was basically law. Because I think it ended with Grandma was the last, and I want to say her sister, was it Elsie or Flora, was the one right before her. So I think it was, or Ada. Ada was the one. So my great aunt Ada, great aunt Ada, she's the one that nobody knew how old she actually was, because her birth certificate was filled out later.
Yeah.
So her social security number, her birthday, her birth certificate, and her state ID all had birth in different years.
No way.
So no one knows if this woman was 101 or 99 when she passed away. She's the only person who knew, because she was one of the oldest of the children. Yeah. So we're all just like, so how old was she?
Yeah, that's actually something they've been talking about here in Mississippi, is a lot of elderly Black people in particular don't have documentation of their citizenship, because at-home births and like at least through the 20th century, you did not need a birth certificate to go to public school.
Yeah.
And you did need a vaccination card. But you didn't have to show a birth certificate or anything to go get vaccinated. And so, like, a lot of older folks, particularly poor, rural, and Black, don't have what is like called primary documentation of their citizenship. They only have maybe secondary. Some of them to this day don't have social security numbers because it was never needed. And you could, like, in agricultural work,
yeah, you
don't need it. You didn't use it. People didn't payroll. You just paid under the table. And that, was at least through the 20th century perfectly legal in Mississippi for agrarian workers to not need to pay on their Social Security, have a Social Security, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's getting dicey. It's getting, with the climate, political.
Yeah.
Can you wait? Mom, you haven't been home all day.
So it's something that's being discussed and trying to be addressed, but
it's like, how do we figure out who doesn't have at this point? My Festus. I have not been home all day.
He's missed you.
He wants kitty go.
Yes, he does. Hello, piggies.
Ladies, hi.
So yeah. Anyway, I have a new thing. I got an email today from. Hold on. Let me just look, because I'm not going to remember. Audiofiction.co.uk fiction podcast database.
Ooh.
That Sadie Cohen podcast has now been registered with them.
Oh.
And they invited me to fill out the Google survey for essentially more tagging stuff. Like, so you can tag that you have like LGBTQ characters, disabled main characters, BAM characters, and so on and so forth.
That is awesome.
I didn't even know this database existed. I think it is so cool because, like, okay, this is literally what Tom and I were talking about earlier. Sadie Cohen came about because I was in the hospital watching the Star Trek marathon, And yes, like this was I when I was admitted to the hospital, Next Gen was on, and then I was there through DS9 marathon and then Voyager marathon. And what I wanted once the Voyager marathon ended was I wanted so Captain Janeway is very much a Western coded character. She's gritty. She very much self defines herself, and I wanted something like that to keep reading or listening to. And Tom and I were literally going through the Bard database looking for, essentially gritty Westerns with a female protagonist like that.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find anything. And I was going through Goodreads. I was going through everything. I could not find anything when I was in the hospital. Like, I had my phone with me, so I could, search online. And I couldn't find anything like that.
There it is.
Yeah.
I googled it. I couldn't fully remember what you had said it was called, so I just googled UK audiobook podcast database and the audiofiction.co.uk, and I went to their little search thingy, and there it is.
Yes,
I said, "That's awesome."
So I was looking and I couldn't find anything, and I said to Tom in the hospital, "Am I going to have to write this?" And Tom goes, "Baby." So I was like, that night over my cold turkey sandwich. I'm in the hospital. They're giving me cold food. What the? Anyway, it's sad. And I was thinking about well, what would she be called? And that was that night where over this cold turkey sandwich. So gross. That I thought of Sadie Cohen, Bounty Hunter, but she goes by Tex Deadly because is that not camp enough? Yeah, it's so dumb. And the next day when Tom came to visit me, I told him
Westerns are supposed to be campy.
And the next day when I told him, he's like, "Oh yeah, that checks. Yes, Tex Deadly." Like, of course, that would be the name she picks for herself. And that is the reason Sadie Cohen exists, is because I literally could not find anywhere on the internet, essentially a sort of Captain Janeway type main character in a Western to read or listen to. Because at that point, Tom would have bought me anything online so I could just listen to the hospital. I was just literally, we couldn't find anything. So in the survey, they asked me to recommend 3 fiction podcasts. And I literally could only remember Briar's Hollow. I'm so sorry, Carrie. If you have a podcast, I have entirely forgotten. It was like, all I could think of was Briar's Hollow, so I put that down. But I couldn't think of any Westerns with, queer main characters, particularly female queer characters.
Don't lick my leg.
So I'm very much looking forward to going through this database to see if there are any in this genre.
And once you tag it, so I'm checking out the thingy right now. From yours is they have a similar podcast button you can click from yours, and once you have your tags in there, it will suggest better. But currently it's suggested a couple 4 ones that, based on the name, they almost sound similar-ish, but not. I haven't actually checked them out to know. But I'm very excited for you, Lori. It's amazing.
So, that happened. That was cool. And, I didn't have your link, so I just put Briar's Hollow by Cat, which I'm sorry.
So it is not yet that one is not yet a podcast. I haven't done that one audio yet.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm waiting until because I just finished the first draft. I'm waiting until I have the final draft of it, and then I'm going to do the audio for it.
And
there will eventually be audio.
I thought you had an audio for.
Not for Briar's Hollow.
Oh, what do you have an audio for?
I had started audio for Shadow, but I never finished it. Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry. I really thought that you'd been putting out a fiction podcast. That was why
I had mentioned I was thinking about it, but then I decided not to because I wanted to do it with the edited version.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I see where I misunderstood. Because, I thought you were saying to do it because you were doing it. And that's why you and Charlie were saying to do it.
Oh, no. We just wanted you to do it.
Oh, well, I misunderstood.
No, me and Charlie were just fangirling.
Oh. That was fair. But yeah, like, so anyhow, coolies. And now I had just checked and we jumped a bunch of downloads. I assume because of the database, because like now part 1 has like 52 downloads. And we now have a total for just the first 3 parts, a total of 113 downloads. Which apparently isn't that it puts us in like the top quartile of all podcasts.
Yeah.
At this point, I think somebody told me that.
I'm surely.
Which is like kind of great, but also a little sad on the podcast front. Like,
your overall newsletter has 529 views in the last 30 days, which is amazing.
And we've picked up 2 new subscribers in less than 24 hours.
The duck pond came from me.
Yes.
You're welcome. I was live yesterday.
Okay.
And I mentioned the Coffee Bunny newsletter, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went and also subbed too.
Yes. And then one of our readers also started recommending Glorious Magazine on her Substack today, and we picked up another subscriber from that, which was pretty cool.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I've got part 4 already loaded and scheduled. It's all set. Carrie, I don't know if you're gonna like it, but I think you might like it. There's like Sadie has to go in, and her new bounty is her ex-girlfriend. Yes, there we go. That's the reaction I was looking for. Tilly Kane, who is a trans character. And I'm looking forward to exploring that either later in this season or in the next story arc more. But yes, they do talk about their past when Tilly had grown a ridiculous mustache to go rob the Las Cruces train.
I know you want kitty cup.
So anyhow, this is the one who pistol whipped a judge, and that's what the bounty is for.
I love the little when she gets the news and like, oh, that's why you live above the
why you rent this apartment. So you're above the newspaper whenever a new bounty comes in. Like, of course, she's not an idiot. She's a smart bounty hunter. Work smarter, not harder.
Random thing. I hope I gave you more ideas for Fillmore.
Oh, yes, you did.
Based on my reunion alone. And I didn't even talk about the whole thing.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So yes, we have part 4. I'm working on part 5. I'm working on the poem for Monday. It's actually what I was working on when Kat joined us backstage.
Yes, so. I would have. So we changed. So the plan was my stepdad dropped me off at my dad's house, and I was going to go to the reunion with my dad because it's his family. But my aunt picked me up from my dad's house and took me to the reunion because my dad is a procrastinator. Direct quote from my aunt. But because my aunt had picked up my great aunt, Aunt Alice, because she lives in the assisted living, she doesn't drive anymore, stuff like that. So we have a euchre tournament at the end of day Saturday, and my aunt was going to be playing, so she asked my dad if he would take Aunt Alice back home. And we were sitting there, and I was like, why don't I just see if my stepdad is cool with picking me up from there, considering it's like 10-15 minutes from the house versus 45 minutes to an hour.
Yes.
Out to where the reunion is. Because dad's already headed there. Like super close to taking Aunt Alice. So you don't have cell phone service out there, but you have Wi-Fi because the owners of the location, last year they started trying to figure out the Wi-Fi just so that people had some way to communicate.
Yeah.
And this year they got it figured, like there's Wi-Fi all over the camp park now. Also, when we were leaving, Aunt Alice wanted to get some shirts from the actual campsite, not just reunion shirts. And my dad almost forgot. He's like, hold on. And the lady, she's like, it's $20 a shirt. Let me go get them. She actually brought them out to the car because I was gonna go in and get them for my aunt and stuff. But the lady was like, it's for you. If it's for you, Alice, it's only $20 because she got 2 shirts.
Oh,
so she only charged her for 1 shirt.
Yeah, the cost
because it was Aunt Alice.
It's sweet.
I think Aunt Alice is a friend of their family as well, and they know what Aunt Alice had gone through over the last year or so with her health. Yeah. So I looked over at my cousin's husband also rode with us, because he needed to do a beer run, and my dad was already leaving with my aunt's car, and he was like, "This way, I'll be there if he needs help with getting Aunt Alice out of the car or anything." And I looked over and was like, I love how as soon as it was for Aunt Alice, she was like, "It's only $20 for you, honey." And he's like, "Yeah, I like that." And then he also made Aunt Alice take her money back and paid for her.
Nice.
Because she's Aunt Alice.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, so my stepdad just picked me up there. And he's like, I had time to go pick up some pop because he picked me up a fountain pop on the way because there's no service out there. So I had tried to send a text message, and so it didn't send until we got like 10 minutes down the road. And then by then I was like, well, we're at this point now. Because he was like, I wasn't sure if you were in town when you sent the message or if you were leaving the reunion. I was like, yeah, we had just left. There's no service, so it went through when it went through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he actually pulled in, like, we turned into the assisted living, and then I was like, I wonder if that's him. It was him coming down the road. But I messaged him, I was like, we're getting Aunt Alice out and we're taking her in. He's like, because he had sent me a message. He's like, okay, I'm waiting. He's like, oh, I see you and your dad taking her in. Okay. Because got to make sure she got up to the house, up to her little apartment. Because it's like a cute little apartment. It doesn't have a stove.
Yeah.
She has a little kitchen area. She has a living room area. She has a bedroom. Nice bathroom, she said. So, and then we walked in, and the nurses are like, "You're back! Did you have fun?" I'm like, that makes me happy. Like when the nurses are like, "You're back!" Like when they are like actually like happy. Also, another little old lady was getting dropped off when we got there, and she saw my aunt. She was like, "We missed you today." And my aunt's like, well, I went to my family reunion.
It's the season.
I had one because we have raffles. So we have a kids raffle and adult raffle tables they buy tickets for, and she had bought some tickets and had me go put in for her. But like not kitchen stuff. So like it was like I put in for like some new pillows for her, or some Uno for her to take down for the activities time. And then some new towels, new bath towels. She didn't win any of it, but I had also put in for me for the towels, and I won the towels. But it was like 4 nice sized towels, same size. It was just 2 were gray with the same pattern and then there was 2 purple, and they had the same design on them. So I went up to her and I was like, which color would you like? I don't need 4 big towels. I was like, so would you like the gray set or the purple set? She wanted the gray set. So I
That
made.
works.
So my dad pushed her into the building, and I had my arms full with some stuff for her. And then my cousin's husband, like, he made sure to close up the van and followed us up. So confused my stepdad because he's black. Because he was like, so did like somebody come out and like help? And was like, no, that was my cousin's husband.
Yep.
It's like, oh, okay.
There's so many.
Just because we're all very white.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's very much not. Confused. But yeah.
She woke back up from her widow nap.
Aww.
She wanted pittance.
Also, I might have to write a sort of contemporary book, like a book without magic in it, just for my cousin Margie. Technically, she's my grandpa's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like, she liked my book. She liked Shadow, Whispers of Tomorrow. But also, she is more of a contemporary reader without the fantasy. So I might, just for her, I might have to force myself to write a book without magic. But also, she's like, I love your stories. And she's like, it's great. It's just, it's not.
Yeah, it's not her preferred genre.
Yeah. She tried to get, she's friends with the librarian in town, at the town library. And she's like, I wish this was like our clientele. She's like, I would love to have the book here, but it's not. Sorry, I'm also.
Yeah, you got one in your.
Yeah, but I'm bot smashing.
Shall we go ahead and start our first sprinty sprint?
Yeah.
I've got one loaded up. Thought we'd do one of Jules' Dawdling Riders.
Ooh.
Isn't that cool looking? All right. Well, good luck, everybody. We will see you on the flip side. Me bada beep. Me bada bibada bibada beep. Moo bada boo. Moo bada boobada boobada boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How did everybody's sprint go?
I ate the other half of my sub.
I ate a lovely plate of smoked salmon and avocado and toasted croissant and
Nice.
it was so good, y'all.
Nice.
Lily
Oh,
approved.
puts my frozen mac and cheese to shame.
Lily approved. She licked the whole plate clean.
Again, puts my frozen mac and cheese to shame.
You got to up your game, Carrie.
I worked 11 hours today.
You did great. Good job.
Random thing, just so you know, Carrie, I adjusted your volume just a little bit because you were significantly louder than Glory to me. So I just dropped you like to 94 instead of 100.
Yeah. I was hearing Carrie's chair really loud.
Yeah, like it's your chair is like super loud.
Like, why is it picking up a chair so well and not Carrie's own voice? Like, what?
I
need a new chair, for one.
But also like just that, like before I had lowered it, your volume in general was really loud. Your mic is really good on your headset, by the way. It's excellent. So I'm like, I just need to even you out just a little bit. But I wanted you to know, hey, I lowered this a little bit. Just in case, because sometimes things will even themselves out.
Yeah.
So like, because Glory or I think you might be able to adjust your own volume. But at least Glory or I can just fix it back to 100 if we need to. But I just, I wanted you to know. But yeah, because I made a rice bowl last night for dinner, and then I prepped one to take today, because the campgrounds that we stay at, like we have the reunion at the pavilion, but there's cabins or campsites, and my aunt gets a cabin every year, and she told me that I could use there's a mini fridge in there, there's a microwave, so because I was like, I wanted to know if there was a microwave so I could take, if depending on what food I would take, because I decided this year I'm just gonna take my own food. I've had 2 anaphylactic reactions this year. And I told my stepmom that. She's like, I'm really glad you're doing that. She's like, I feel much safer for you knowing that. And then she also, I also in the fridge, I have this little bowl of potato salad. Like, she made me my own little baby bowl. Like, every year she makes me my own little section of potato salad that's onion free. But on the way this morning, I was like, because I got paid for puppy sitting, I was like, and I've been craving Subway. So I asked my stepdad, I was like, hey, can we just stop at Subway? And then I can get like a full-on sub, and then I can like have it for one of the meals, or like both meals, and then I'll have the rice bowl, or like half of it for, I ended up eating half of it at lunch. And then I had my rice bowl for dinner. And then during that sprint, I ate the other half.
Nice.
Because I didn't eat. I ate like a granola bar for breakfast. So I needed some more food in me. And also I take some Tylenol. So. But, guys, I have more options at Subway than almost anywhere.
That's great.
Because if nobody knows this, you can actually go to Subway's website, and you can actually download the PDF of all of their ingredients list. It doesn't have a find feature because of how it's formatted in the PDF form. But you can read through it, and I'm like, I can actually eat several of their meats and not just like one option. Like, I go to, like, I can't eat anything from Burger King anymore there's just too much of it. Like the last time I tried to eat their fries, the fry barely touched my tongue. I was like, I can't eat this. And then like I go to McDonald's, and so that I don't like, I can eat their McChickens and I can eat chicken nuggets without risk of, and their fries. Like that is the only thing I order from McDonald's is a McChicken, chicken nuggets, and French fries.
I can't even do any of that anymore.
And Wendy's, I can eat a couple of things at Wendy's, but like it's very limited. Glory can't have any of it because they use the xanthan gum and like the bread and
also the soy oil.
The soy oil
is everywhere.
It is. But like I double checked yesterday on the Subway website, because sometimes they change their ingredients. So I always double check it to make sure I'm seeing the most up-to-date ingredients list. But I got a roast beef sub.
Mm-hmm.
I can eat the roast beef. I can eat their pepperoni, their salami. Depending on the actual tuna they used, I could eat their tuna salad. Because it's tuna and mayo. But like I said, it depends on which tuna they're using.
Right.
To make it, as we've learned. I want to say there's one or two other meats that they have listed that don't have onion in them as well. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of them anyway, so, but like, I'm like, I can have a roast beef sandwich. Or like the Italian sandwich, like, and it's customizable with the veggies. So I was like, hell yeah. Also, their smashed avocado is literally just avocado. A lot of other places that have smashed avocado, it's guacamole. It's guacamole. That is not a smashed avocado. That is guacamole. As you can tell, I have strong opinions on that. There is a difference.
I am still dealing with gastrointestinally a reaction I had to A&W root beer like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
And there's an ingredient in there called like quindia extract.
What's that?
It's a legume bush in South America. I didn't even know it's a tree. It's a legume tree. Why do we have legume trees? Why have beans become trees? What is this madness? Anyway, so I am still dealing with that 2 weeks later. It's going great.
Hi, Sassy.
So yet another root beer I can't have. F&A. F&A.
Why would they even put that in it?
I have no idea.
Do you want up here?
It's like a foaming agent.
I don't care.
It's no flavor.
They don't need to have that. Come on, get up here. Hi. Oh. You tried. Hold on. Let me scoot you back. Okay, try again. Come on, try again. Kitty girl. Come on. Try again. There wasn't quite enough room for her to jump up here with me when I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, get up here. Get up here, kitty girl. Come on. Do you want me to just bend down and pick you up?
Yep, cats are lazy.
She actually prefers to jump into my lap herself. No? She likes herself to have full consent to being held. I don't get a choice in the matter. The other day, when she was mad at me, I go upstairs and my mom's like, my cat! Because Sassy thinks she's mine, but she's really my mother's. So my mom says this about her own cat. She's like, my cat is mad at you. So she jumped into my lap and covered me in her fur because she is mad at you, so she didn't want you to pet her.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, Sassy will jump in my lap and make me pet her. She did that to my mom. I'm like, your cat only jumps in your lap when she's mad at me.
Yep.
She demands attention.
That's how it works.
She doesn't jump in, like, my stepdad's lap in the morning. It's kind of cute. So when he goes to put his shoes on and he has his shoes sitting in front of him, she will lay, like, about a foot away from his shoes in front of him and just do the little, hey, I'm cute. You should pet me. Like the little roll of like that. Yeah. And so she, like, when my stepdad is bent over to try and tie his shoes, the cat, like, if she's not quite close enough to reach his hand, she will just slide herself to him and then just tap at his foot, like, hey, like at the shoe, like, hey, you should pet me.
You should.
Or she'll pet at his foot and then she'll do the roll again, like, okay, come on. Don't know where she
Obey the feline overlords.
teleported to.
They are wonderful. And not at all making us say that.
Festus is a sweet boy and I love him. Sassy is a gremlin that hurts me. She has tiny paws.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
like, in the morning, she'll climb on top of me and stand on me. The problem is her paws are small enough that it hurts my ribs.
Yeah.
Whereas Hephaestus' his monster paws, his mittens, are big enough that they spread out enough that they don't hurt my... He's heavier than her. But like, his paws are spread out more, so it doesn't hurt. Like her, it feels like I'm being... Like, just someone's just jabbing a finger in between my ribs. And she does that when she thinks I need to get up.
Yep. Yeah.
Thankfully, most of the time, Hephaestus is the one that gives me wake-ups. And he's a very gentle meow.
Lily likes to wake me up when she comes back from her first walk of the day.
Oh.
And it's like, get up. Oh my God, get up. And what does she do when I get to the recliner? Takes a nap in my lap. I'm like, did I really have to get up for this? Could we not have both stayed in my bed?
No, because you have to be awake enough to pet her.
Toddlers be toddlering.
Yeah. Hey, Festus, what are you doing? My house tiger. So Dober didn't have it, but Hephaestus has a primordial pouch.
Uh-huh, yes.
And I didn't know what it was. Because, like, a couple weeks ago, I noticed this thing forming on his belly, and I was like, what is this? I'm like, I'm going to have to watch it. Just because I've had pets that have ended up with tumors. So, like, any growths, I'm like, I have to pay attention to that.
Sure.
I was like, what is this? Like, I was like, this is, like, what is this? What is this hanging here? So I had to look it up. I was like, oh, this is, like, a normal thing.
Yep.
Also, Sassy doesn't have it, so, like, I was confused there, too. Because I was
I was thinking about it, like, because Andy had one, and Leia developed one, and then, like, but then again, I've only had tabbies. And Hephaestus is a tabby, too. They all have primordial pouches.
He has a very big pouch. Because based on what I saw, it was like some of them are really tiny, and most you might not even notice it. Then some of them are really big.
Yes. Andy absolutely hated it when I would play with her primordial pouch. Like, how dare you touch me that way? It was crazy.
He doesn't mind it.
Yeah, and Leia doesn't mind it either. But yeah, Andy was like, excuse me, ma'am, I don't know you that way. Like, it was great.
But for anyone who doesn't know, apparently they're not 100% sure why this exists, but they're pretty sure it's for the stretch factor to do the jumps, and
Yeah.
also for if they're in a fight, it protects the vital organs.
Yeah. And let's be honest,
Some
like
cats have it.
tabbies tend to be more likely to be mousers.
He's a very good little mouser.
Yeah. And mousers definitely jump and sprint and do zoomy. Like they're very physically active. So it would make sense that tabbies tend to have primordial pouches and not all other types of cats.
I think Sassy might have a very I think she
Like
has
a
one,
small
but it's very small. It's very because she's a very sleek cat, and that's just because
But yeah, every tabby I've ever had has a primordial pouch of varying sizes. Like they don't all have the same size pouch. But Andy's was quite noticeable and fun to play with. Like no. And Leia's is not as big, at least not yet. But she's also pretty young. She's only like what 3 or 4.
Yeah, and also I think Hephaestus is because he's a year. His started to develop.
Yeah, that's actually a little early because normally they don't develop primordial pouches till they're at least 2.
Yeah, and Hephaestus is
he might with quite a big one. Like let me tell you about the primordial pouch. It is so fun when they get a little older and it gets bigger and they're sitting on their hind legs and the pouch dunlops over their paws.
Yeah, because it's like
and then you just want to like let me just do this, and they're like, no, stop that, I'm not like that.
So like touching his belly, like it's, and because it's not his belly, it's a little bit farther back.
Yeah.
It's
it's like
touching a bag of saline.
Belly, like an apron belly.
It's like touching a small bag of saline.
Yeah, it's fun.
But it's not liquidy.
No, it's fleshy.
Yeah. But like when you feel it and you can lift it up and it kind of feels like a little bag.
Yeah, a little bag of fur. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun when they get a little bigger and then it dunlops over the edges of their paws. And then you like, and they're like, stop that, don't do that. Like, haha, but you're the one with the Dunlop disease, okay? I'm allowed to play with it. Like, no. Fun times. Never gets bored. But yeah, again, like now that you're saying, it's like I've only ever had tabbies, and every tabby I've ever had has had one. But the tabbies are very much active mousers. They run and jump and they go, and that might be, a thing that allows them to be so active.
I wonder if Doper might have had one, but also his growth was messed up.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he was hit by a car twice before he was 2. Honestly, I think it was before he was 1. He was hit by a car twice.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, he was a little bit bigger than Sassy. He was about Sassy's size for the longest time.
Also, I know that females are more likely to develop it than males.
Maybe.
Like, that's just what I've read about it. Is females.
What I read said it didn't matter the gender. It also didn't matter if they were fixed or not fixed. It truly just depended on each cat's genetics and how they lined up.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Yeah,
it's just fun.
It's actually like because lions have them.
Yeah,
apparently,
it's
like
super fun to play with
yeah.
as a human of just like let me.
But it's a form of like a natural form of protection.
Yeah,
which I thought I thought that was pretty cool.
It's fun. It's like, can I put something in that little pouch there? And they're like, go away, stop it. It's good time. Okay, it never gets bored.
But yeah, but originally I was like, what is this? Because it didn't like develop immediately. It was like this weird little spot that seemed like a little bubble.
Yeah.
At first, so I was like, I need to monitor. I need to keep checking Hephaestus' belly just to be safe.
Andy developed hers much later. Like she was like 6 before she developed it.
Yeah, it also apparently depends on the cat's genetics on the age that they get it.
Yeah,
they develop it. Some it's when they're old cats they develop it,
and that's why I just called it her Dunlop because it Dunlop over her paws. Like I'm just, I'm lucky that she loved me so much that she put up with my shit. Yes. But she loves me. She loved me very much.
The one cat that we had did not like my grandmother because she did not respect the toe beans
Yeah.
and tried to tickle the toe beans, and then got mad when the cat bit her because she tickled the toe
Don't tickle
beans.
the Tobins.
No.
I mean, I saw a reel a couple months ago now about if you want to teach your male children consent, get them a cat. Because cats will teach children what consent means.
Oh, they will.
And like I thought that was actually pretty astute of like there's nothing that you can do to a cat that it will not communicate with you whether it consents or not. You will know definitively and immediately and then forever afterwards if what you did is grudge worthy.
And if you don't listen, there will be bloodshed.
Right. Like they will communicate this in no uncertain terms. And I was like, good point. Cats will definitely teach children about what is consent. And did you have consent or did you assume you had consent? So I just think about that. Of like, because like Tom had made some sort of joke, like I think I don't know if it was Instagram or TikTok or somewhere about picking up his cat, picking up Leia, and picking her up against her will. Of like, look at this poor baby and how she suffers. Like, and he's just holding her, and she is not suffering at all. Like he's like, oh, she suffers so much. And he had people commenting like, you shouldn't torture a cat. You should, even if it is yours. And it's like, ma'am, what are you talking about? Number one, it's like you didn't even look at the picture. And number two, there is nothing you could do with a cat against its will. It will let you know in no uncertain terms.
That's the reason I still haven't managed to clip someone's claws again. It's his secret little claws that I got. Those are the only ones. Like really, those are the only ones I gotta trim. I don't even care about the rest of them. It's just his extra little ones that he needs because they don't retract all the way.
Leia, she sits there when Tom is trimming her claws, and she's like, "No!" She literally says, "No!" And it's like, "Yes, no!" It's so cute.
Our cat would do that when we took her to the vet. The whole way to the vet, she'd be, no, no.
Hephaestus, when we took him and Sassy to get fixed, oh my god, it literally sounded like he was saying, "Help me."
He probably was. He probably heard it.
And and then he also like made this noise, and I looked at my mom, and I was like, "Mom." My mom was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Like both of us were just like, "This is not okay." Like he was not okay. It might have been better had they been in the carrier together.
Yeah.
But
I have found that does work out better.
But we had them separate just because we wanted them to come home separate, so we needed two carriers. Because apparently when Mom took Doper and Trouble to get fixed, Trouble was Doper's sister. They only had one cat carrier, and the vet had to give a second cat carrier for Doper because he did not like that he got fixed. So he took that out on his sister.
Yeah. Okay.
In the carrier.
Oh no.
So they had to remove him from the carrier. Whereas when we picked up like Hephaestus and Sassy, they were both just curled in there together.
Yeah.
And just like, we want to go home now.
Yeah.
Doper.
Yeah, whenever I was taking Andy and Cassie for their annual visits, I just put them in the same carrier, and they do so much better than in separate carriers, where it became a symphony of misery. If they were in separate carriers, but if I put them together, they actually were pretty quiet, and they were pretty good together. Partly because they didn't go sliding around, because they definitely objected to that.
But yeah, when we took them, I ended up having to have my hand like this. But Sassy didn't cry. She was just confused. Hephaestus was the one who made the noise, and like I had to put my fingers in his cage, and then so he had to like his paw like on my fingers that I could get in there because I'm like trying to soothe my cat from the front seat.
Yeah.
Because also that was only the second time he'd ever been in a car or outside.
Yeah, it can be pretty scary.
So,
should we go ahead and do our second sprint?
we should.
Yep.
Well, it is pouring rain over here, like theatrically. So I figured, not that button, that button. Why not have a little rain? Maybe it'll cool things down. Who knows? No promises. Anyway, good luck, everybody. We'll see y'all on the flip side. Beep. Bibbidi beep. Boobidi boo. Boobidi 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 boo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How'd everybody do?
I exist.
I almost have this skirt pleated.
I continue to edit poetry. Thesaurus and rhyming dictionaries are my good friends. I know I don't often do rhyming poems, but this one is. This is my diss track. As well as I also scan through the that audio fiction database, and I had fun looking around. This is a description for a podcast called Dusty Cantina Librarian Gunslinger. Dusty rides into the surprisingly literate town of Dry Gulch. The town is rife with book discussions about Consuela, the Bandit Queen of California, government document cataloging, and other local libraries cheating at ILL, as well as, of course, drinking, card playing, and pistol play. Dusty is adept at all. Using few words and a quick draw, Dusty shows the good folk of Dry Gulch what good librarying is all about. Now the bad folk of Dry Gulch have just been notified that their items are past their due date. Dusty is in town. I did send that to my librarian friend, who said, quote, "That sounds amazing."
I'm sitting here, I'm like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, that sounds so much fun. That really does. And there is I guess, a companion podcast of Consuela, the Bandit Queen of California, as well. And I'm like, fantastic. So we have been streaming for over 2 hours. Thus it is time for us to say good night. So long, Auf Wiedersehen. We will see you next week.
I will
Bye, everybody. Huh?
I will see people on Monday on my